Hey, how's it going on, everyone? My name is Dean. Welcome back to the Twisty Test Championship. Today we've got a game between the West Indies and Sri Lanka. This is the final game of actually the first round of the Test Championship as well. We've already seen 3 games surpass us as the West Indies have won the toss. They've elected to bowl first here at Colombo Park Oval. I don't know if I've actually got realistic stadiums for these two teams, but I'll definitely do my best to maybe look out for those if I can get them to sort of exist. But West Indies won the toss today. They're going to bowl. This is a Group B matchup. Of course, Group B consisting of South Africa, New Zealand, the West Indies, New Zealand, and Afghanistan. So this is the second matchup we've seen in that group. South Africa beating Afghanistan, won the first game of Group B. And we will get into some action here today very shortly. I hope you guys have been enjoying this series so far. The plan is obviously to have the test run Wednesday through Sunday. If they do take 5 days, of course it would be Wednesday to Friday if it's a 3-day, Wednesday to Saturday if it's a 4-dayer. Essentially that's the strategy moving forward. So it's going to take a few months for us to get through all of the tests, but fingers crossed you're enjoying it, and it should be pretty exciting. Now, I don't actually know what the next test is, by the way, because I haven't looked that far ahead. Ooh, that's a bit of a shout early on. No run. But, yeah, obviously I haven't done too much to do with the next couple of tests. There's been a couple of opportunities early. There's maybe a possible run out. Oh, it's overthrows. But I hope you've been enjoying the series so far. It's going to take a bit of time to get through, but yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's get stuck into the contest today, and it's been a good start, I guess, from a Sri Lankan point of view. 5 overs gone without the loss of a wicket. We'll pick up 3 here pretty comfortably in the end. Bowlers in might have been half a chance there. 22 for none. Jason Holder's bowled a couple of overs, and now he gets the outside edge. And the first wicket for the West Indies comes after 6 overs. I mean, I suppose you want to get one in those first sort of 5-6 overs. If you do elect to bowl first, you want to make it as difficult as possible for the batsman coming in. You want to apply that pressure, and you probably want to take 3 or 4 wickets in that first session if you are bowling first, if you've elected to bowl, I guess, to really get some good return. So we see another shout here from the spinner, already on in over number 11. A shout here. Will we see a referral? No. Oh, there's an edge. Don't think it carried. I think it just dropped short. So Mendes, a little bit of luck. And now Fernando able to smash this one through cover to the boundary. And this partnership now worth 42 runs. It's sort of come along quickly this opening session. There hasn't been too many boundaries. Lots of singles and twos. We can see that run rate there is 3.4. But the West Indies have actually fielded quite well today. They've been able to stop a lot of these runs going to the boundaries, and they've been quality in the field, but from their point of view, this start hasn't been great. Only the 1 wicket in the first 20 overs. When you put a side in and you bowl first, you really want to, as I said earlier, get a couple of those wickets early, and unfortunately for them, they haven't been able to do that. So where's this next wicket coming from their point of view? That's a cracking shot by Mendes off the back foot. Sri Lanka 87 for 1. The partnership now over 30, I think. No, it'd be over 50. It'd be more than a 50-run partnership. I don't know what I'm talking about. Oh, look at him. But a much slower run rate than we've seen in some of the other games where teams have come out and batted it over 4 and over. Sri Lanka here batting at 3.5. If you guys want me to turn the AI's run rate down as well, let me know. I haven't done that as yet, but I can probably turn it down and tone it a little bit. See if that changes things. There's an outside edge, another boundary. Sri Lanka 98 for 1. Now this session has become pretty important from a Sri Lankan point of view. They've been able to press on with this partnership after that opening wicket loss, and they've looked good at the crease since then. Oh, again a close chance. Might have been the last over of the session. 29 overs. No, it wasn't, but again, the ball, a little bit of an edge. It just doesn't quite through to the keeper. These two both closing in on their half centuries. Another boundary we see here. Last ball of the opening session. Tucked away to cover. It's a dot ball. 110 for 1. Sri Lanka at the end of that opening session. A really good start after the West Indies took that early wicket, had them 1 for 22. It was Dimuth Karunaratne out for 19. Jason Holder with that wicket. And now the West Indies, with probably all the pressure on them, they put Sri Lanka out into bat, and they've only taken 1 wicket in that opening session. Was it a poor decision to bowl first as Fernando picks up a 50? You can see there just the 4 boundaries, so it has been quite slow going from that point of view. Here's another good shot. And now Mendes brings up his half century, just a 6 boundaries. So we've only seen, what's that, 10 boundaries between these two. They've been out in the middle for quite a while. There's a little bit of a shout. Oh, good shot. Through cover. Another 4, and we've seen maybe a little bit more aggression of this partnership, now worth 111 runs. And at the moment, the West Indies don't quite have an answer for what the Sri Lankan batsmen are putting out. Now you're starting to think, I guess, even at this early stage of the test match, was choosing to bowl the right decision? We're going to have to bat 4th on a wicket that's probably going to wear a little bit. So we'll keep that in mind as the day plays out. So far, it's Sri Lanka on top. 43 overs in. Oh, that's a close shout. And it's given. So finally, the West Indies get the breakthrough. As Kusal Mendes scored for 77. It was Cornwall, who is the biggest spinner I've ever seen in the history of spinners. And he got the breakthrough wicket for the West Indies. Sri Lanka now 171 for 2. As Fernando's still out in the middle, picking up another boundary. Matthews finding his way out there as well. Oh, close! It's out! Oh, goodness. So now, within the space of about an over and a half, Sri Lanka have lost 2 wickets. That's through a run out. A brilliant direct hit from the man at fine leg. Angelo Matthews out for 1. It was Kemar Roach who got it. Now Dinesh Chandimal is out to the middle. So Fernando just needs someone to stick with him. He's batted really well today, 74 from 134. Cornwall's looked okay, and he's got 2 now. Chandimal departs. So a good period for the West Indies here. They've taken 3 wickets very quickly. Cornwall's got a couple. There was a run out there as well. Chandimal out for 2. Dananya De Silva now to the middle. As we said, Fernando just needs someone to stick with him. Oh, Cornwall, another big shout. Gee, that one might have just been a fraction high. Umpire says not out. But boy, he's starting to look dangerous with that off spin. As De Silva gets off the mark. Able to pick up a couple of runs here. Should be maybe 3. Yeah, with that fielder obviously tapping it back. So they'll pick up 3. But a good period here for the West Indies. They've taken 3 very quick wickets. And they've sort of evened the game up a little bit. If that partnership between Fernando and whoever he was with kept going, they would have been in fine form. But now Fernando departs. And that's a 4th wicket in the session. Will he review? That's the question. He was on 87. Might be a worthwhile decision, but no. Warwick gets his man. Oshada Fernando departs for 85, and Sri Lanka now 5 for 201. Dick Weller and De Silva out there. Gee, the game has swung. It has swung quite quickly too. So despite the West Indies with a poor start, they might have redeemed themselves, and there is a good wicket again. A really good take. That makes 5 for the session for the West Indies. Look at this one in the slips. Diving to the left. Good chance taken. I think it was Dick Wello who's going to depart. He's out for 4. Good catch by Hetmeyer. Kimo Roach getting another wicket. Or was it his first wicket? I'm not too sure. I think Holder got the first one. But that's the end of that second session. A big one for the West Indies. After, we said, a promising start from Sri Lanka, they ended up losing. Was that they were 167 for 1. And they lost 5 for 35 in a really strong period for the West Indies. They've now got 2 newish batsmen in the middle, De Silva and Lakmal. So all of a sudden the West Indies with an opportunity to really roll Sri Lanka here for maybe under 250. And that's probably more like what they were looking for when they decided to bowl first today. So definitely after the poor first session, they've been able to recover, bowl some better areas. The spinners have done well. The fielding's been pretty good. Gee, that one swung in. Bit of reverse we're seeing there. Maybe a bit of height on that shout. They've really taken over this game, and now a bit of a real question of the Sri Lankan lower order. How will they be able to go about this next session? Can they pile on another 50, 80, 100 runs? There's another edge that's going to fall short. Oh, that's nice. Got it away to the onside. De Silva. They'll pick up a couple here. Running between the wickets. Hasn't really been super strong between these two. You can see sort of the difference between who's really ahead and who's not. Oh, another shout, but I reckon pitching outside leg. If you're around the wicket, maybe you're a better option here, mate, of getting the LBW. Oh, that's cut away by De Silva. That will be 4 runs. Looking quite nice out there. 30 from 60 now. And he's out. He's out. Goodness me, what's happened here? Let's have a look. So he's played sort of a pull shot. It's deflected off his gloves and rolled back onto the stumps. He's been bowled. Gee, that is a strange dismissal if I've ever seen one. But a dismissal it is. Nonetheless, and that's all that the West Indies care about. Jananya De Silva out for 30. Sri Lanka 7 down for 233. The spinners on top here. Warrican has 2 for 45. Cornwall's got a couple as well. Even the seamers are good, but it's been really good fielding as well from the West Indies. We've seen every single opportunity taken so far in the field. Another one. Another big shout. That is not a wicket. Like an impact outside the off stump. But they are going to review this one. And as you can see, yeah, impact outside off. Wickets would have been missing anyway. So West Indies lose their review. And that was the first review to be used for the day. As we see them coming back for 3 here as well. Just getting home safely for that one. This is pulled away again. They'll pick up 2 more again. There's a little bit of a discrepancy between the running between the wickets of a couple of these guys. I think that might be what caused the run out earlier on today. So they get this one away. Lakmal down the ground through long off. Picks up 4. As we see, the new ball is available. Don't think it's been taken just yet. Maybe it has now. And there's another quality shot. That's away through mid-wicket. That'll be 4. So this Sri Lankan tail, they're putting together a little bit of a pair here. Lakmal on 19. Imbaldenia up to 26. So they could be able to push this total up to 300. They're 271 for 7. And they've done quite nicely here. This partnership probably worth about 40 odd runs right now. That's pulled away, and that'll be 4 more. Imbaldenia with a quality shot. That just pulled away. Jeez, look how he's at about 6th stump when he's played that shot. The footwork's superb, and he's hacked hard at that one. And it's gone over the head of all the slips. Picks up 4. So this becoming a nuisance of a partnership here for the West Indies. They might have just dropped off their intensity with the ball a little bit. They had the batsman to really get back into this. Lakmal, look at him. He's been at the crease 94 deliveries. Really soaking up time. And now an edge, and now a wicket. So with 9 balls left in the day, Warrican picks up his third. Then Baldinia out for 35. Sri Lanka 292 for 8. Fernando now to the middle. And the West Indies looking to hopefully get a couple more tonight. Gee, that's a good delivery. Snags the outside edge of Fernando. Warrican's got 2 in the second last over of the day. And Sri Lanka will be 9 down. So we won't see a review here, I wouldn't have thought. Gee, it was just a good ball. It turned enough to get the outside edge. Didn't turn a heap, but just enough to get the outside edge. Vishwa Fernando out for a duck. As Warrican, he's looking good. Can't get a wicket on his final ball. 89 overs gone. Sri Lanka 294 for 9. As we see the final over of the day. He's got 1 ball left. It's Kemar Roach streaming in to Luckmal. Can they get the final wicket on the last ball of the day? It is a no. So that will be an entertaining day 1 coming to a close. Both sides fought hard. Sri Lanka started well. The West Indies pegged them back. Sri Lanka got in front again. And then the West Indies got some wickets towards the end of the first day's play. At the end of it, Sri Lanka 294 for 9. Warrican, the best bowler for the day with 4 wickets on an entertaining day of Test match cricket. Thanks for everyone for joining me. See you all tomorrow for day 2, where the Sri Lankans will be back out to bat. See you then.